Okay, Bruce, taking a look at your swing here. You came to the lesson hitting really deep divots, low ball flight, and an inconsistency on the sharp shot pattern. Could go right, could go left, could slice, could hook. You really weren't standing over the golf ball, imagining, confident in what type of shot would evolve. So let's take a look at your swing, see what we changed. Our goal was to shallow out the divots to give you a little bit more of a solid feel. Also to create a consistent ball flight, shot pattern. We felt that the draw would be best fitting for your game and your eye. So if you could stand over each shot knowing you're going to draw the ball, sometimes it might not draw enough, sometimes it might draw a little too much. But if that happens, you're always going to have a good miss, so you'll be close to the green, and then as well as a lot of good shots too. So it's important to know what shot's coming up opposed to not having a clue. So what we saw in the video during the lesson was you used to take it inside, and then your hand pattern would be way above the backswing, basically getting very steep, coming over the top dramatically. So after we did some work, let's take a look. So coming back, you can see the club head slightly outside the hands. This is perfect position. Really good. So let's watch the hands come up, and then watch them go back down. So that is incredibly better. Actually picked up on this pretty quickly. It's not necessarily an easy thing to do. This is backswing, and then see how the downswing is actually slightly to the inside of the backswing. It's going to produce that little draw. It's also going to help shallow you out so your divots aren't as steep. Divots are definitely good, and I like divots. I just don't like them as deep as yours. And then into the ball. See, that's a nice shallow divot there. You're still hitting the divot. Nice shallow divot. So the path, changing the path of your club is going to create that consistent right to left draw, and it's also going to shallow out your divots. And then let's take a look at why you will hit it higher. You have a tendency to really lunge ahead of the ball. Irons, you can kind of get away with it, but you will hit deep divots and low shots, which you did. The driver, you really want to make sure you stay behind the ball and swing up on the ball because it's teed up. So here you're just slightly ahead of it from where you start. So the idea with the driver, and a little bit with the irons as well, is to keep your head behind the ball. Feel like you're swinging a little bit more up on it and to the right. Did a pretty good job here. This is pretty good position. And one thing we also briefly talked about is if you lose it a little bit to the right, not a slice, but just kind of losing it a little bit to the right, it's because your old chicken wing got in there. That chicken wing was developed because you had to cut across the ball and hold off the club face, because if you release the club while swinging that much out to in, the ball would go incredibly left. So if you improve the path but you still have the chicken wing, then you're going to push slice it. So what will hopefully happen on its own is now that you've changed the path, your body will understand that and naturally have the right forearm fold over the left, which will release the club and encourage the draw that we're looking for. Keeping the head back behind the ball, swinging up and to the right, and a little bit of a release. So that is how you will get shallower divots, higher golf shots, and a consistent ball flight of right to left. So that's what I want you to work on.